They've finally done it. They finally released casual mode. Well, sort of. So, because the admin Game Pass update was pushed back to the 16th of December, Star Wars, or Tyler, said that because of this, they're including another game mode in the Wednesday update called Casual Mode. Had to clarify, Casual Mode isn't multi-mode, they're releasing 2 game modes, so technically speaking, multi-mode is technically a rework, but with what's kinda been speculated with multi-mode, it getting harder, and I'll get into that theory later, that's technically its own new game mode. Is that really a rework? Yes, on paper. In practice, probably more of a new game mode, but there is going to be an actual new, completely new game mode called Casual Mode. But in fact, I think Casual Mode is going to be more of the current multi-mode than the multi-mode is going to be of multi-mode. So the original plan back in the day was for multi-mode to be reworked into a intermediate mode. So starting from the Mega Update, there were 4 game modes. There was, so it was Beginners, Normal, Hard, and Fallen. Then it was renamed to Beginners, Molten, Golden, Fallen. Golden mode was removed. Beginners mode was renamed Easy mode. Molten mode became the Intermediate/Normal mode. And the original plan was always there to be 3 game modes. I mean, Golden mode was technically meant to be re-added, but that was so far gone that we were not going to consider that for now. Here, people sort of assumed that, I think the original plan was even that this is going to be a casual mode enemy, Patient Zero, which would eventually be in intermediate mode. That will be the casual mode. Multi-mode reworked into this. It'll be renamed into casual mode. However, that was not the case. This became its own new game mode. Multi-mode will remain in the game. And in fact, this wasn't going to be called casual mode. It was going to be called intermediate mode. And you can kind of see it with the announcement that the developers made that the original name for this was going to be intermediate mode, because here below natural says intermediate mode is for intermediate players. This new mode caters towards the casual users. This has semantics of the original casual mode, but it was just never actually properly added or named as such. However, with that name change, intermediate mode became its own new thing, multi-mode still remaining in the game, and in this multi-mode getting a rework and casual mode now being added, there are now going to be 5 regular survival modes, 6 if you include hardcore mode, which will be the most we've ever had in Tower Defense Simulator, and we've inflated from the start of the year having just 3 to all of a sudden having 5. Like, that is massive inflation, and that we've never seen before. And in the past, we were worried that having 4 game modes was too much. That's why Golden mode was removed, you know? It was too hard to balance. And now we're all of a sudden going to have 5 game modes. Like, what is this? Based on the name alone, casual mode seems as if it's going to be what multi-mode currently is. That's what speculatively most people have said. The only problem is we've not actually received any leaks for anything. So to me, that seems as if there's not going to be anything spectacularly new. So for example, the boss is very much a up in the air for what it could be. So I asked people on the TDS wiki because wow, let's just say that the discussion board on the TDS wiki is currently down. Fandom is having a bit of an oopsie. Well, it kind of still is, but yeah. People have said that casual mode could be easier than easy mode. I'm not entirely sure. Casual mode seems like, something just to chill out with. That's not easy. Easy just seems like, you don't have to put any effort in and you can beat it. Casual mode is just like, yeah, you need to put minimal effort in and you can beat it. Menton here says, no unique enemies and really easy. Kind of agree. I don't know how much time they've had to work on casual mode, given that multi-mode exists. Originally, it seemed as if casual mode was going to be a separate update, so that was going to be probably next year, but they've had to move it back to here. I don't know if they've rushed it. Normally for new game modes, they've had like leaks for it. This one's just had no leaks, and it's all of a sudden, oh wait, in 2 days it's going to be released. That to me screams as if there's not going to be that much new content. It's just going to be what multi-mode was. So I asked what the difficulty could be, and Menton here saying, it's going to be like the current multi-mode difficulty. And then people have asked, what enemies could it be? So people have asked normal boss, normal, speed, slow. What I assume is going to happen is, don't quote me on this, I think multi-mode is going to get a completely new set of enemies. That's why we see some boomer-like enemy, some titan-like enemy, and some tank-like enemy. It's going to be completely different. The new casual mode is going to have similar enemies to easy mode, which is basically molten mode. So like normal, slow, speedy, slow, normal boss, hidden. We have something like this, but with a couple more enemies in there. Like the repertoire for multi-mode is, to be fair, it's not that much more. The Molten, the Shock, the Mystery Summoner. This doesn't have those. And in fact, it has the Armored instead of the Molten. But you never know. I think if there's going to be new enemies, it's just going to be basic reskins. I don't think it's going to be completely different. It's going to be something like Fallen mode, which has completely new enemies that we've never seen before. Flying enemies, which never appeared in normal game modes apart from hardcore mode. That being like the Fallen Seraph or the Fallen Tank, for example. I don't think casual mode is going to have that. I do think multi-mode could have that. because I think multi-mode is going to get a completely different difficulty change. People have also said that there's going to be like a gravedigger-like enemy. We don't know. Actually, thinking about it, perhaps maybe, because I don't know. Here, the Gravedigger seems slightly out of place. Maybe the Gravedigger will move into the casual mode, and what are they going to put for easy mode? Something like the dummy boss, maybe. After all, it doesn't seem like there's going to be that much new things in the game, so why would they make an entirely new boss? There could be a possibility that the dummy boss could be used for easy mode, and then the Gravedigger transferred over into casual mode. I don't know, speculation. Don't take my word for it. We also said here, casual mode is going to be likely similar to with multi-mode, but with different theming. There probably is not going to be any modifiers to counter specific towers, but enemies will probably be modified versions of easy mode. Oh yes, that's the other thing. It's really weird how multi-mode has molten enemies which counter the pyromancer, but then intermediate mode really doesn't have anything that counters a specific enemy. Not even fallen mode specifically has anything that counters specific towers. It's just weird that multi-mode does. So casual mode is probably going to be a rework of multi-mode, as this person says, with a different theming and without a very, very niche counter to a specific tower, aka the pyromancer. Someone asks here, what if the dummy boss comes out from casual mode, but it can actually attack your towers? I think it'll be the other way around. I think the dummy boss, if it was going to be a normal boss, would be in easy mode, and then Gravedigger will transfer over into casual mode and get like a health buff to like 70,000, as this person suggests. Menton suggests that they'll probably be enemies will probably be reused from easy, intermediate, molten, whatever. I agree. It's not going to be any completely new enemies. I guess the models that are used for easy and intermediate aren't going to be completely wasted. They're going to be in multi mode. People also suggested the core blocks Deathwalkers and the core blocks enemies from the Hunt event. I suppose there's a possibility, but again, these are very themed. I don't know if it's that suited for casual mode. And also, I did speculate on the chat if golden mode enemies would return. I don't think so. I doubt that something like that would happen. That being said though, something like the Redcliffe Traitor, that appeared in both the Hunt and the Classic. So you never know, could be the case where something like this could appear in regular game modes. We'll have to, I don't think so, but that's speculative because it appeared in two events technically. And it appeared alongside enemies that could be seen in the regular games, so like the normal, slow, speedy, hidden, The Redcliffe Traitor appeared alongside those. I think also with casual mode, it might have some quote new enemies, like the slime, for example. It might have attributes that have, like, I don't know, bloated or nimble attributes, given that easy mode also has these as well. People said it's going to be more like a tutorial thing. I don't know, that's probably more easy mode. People also said it's going to be like a patient zero experiment. Probably not. Gold Titan, nah. People have also suggested this is like the difficulty timeline. It's going to be easy, casual, intermediate, molten, and fallen. This is what I agree with. Based on what we know, the developers did want multi mode to be harder than intermediate mode, but then they were trying to figure out if it should be harder than fallen mode. From what I've seen and what I've heard, I don't think it's going to be, and what they've speculatively said, it's going to be easier than fallen mode. But with the casual mode coming without any enemy leaks or anything, I think it's going to fill the void left by the old molten mode. Developers did say some rebalancing was going to work to push back. Developer team agrees more time for balancing, and it touches the core game mode. They need more time to adjust intermediate and fallen mode to fill in for old mode's place. What could be the case is developers will just canned like reworking intermediate or fallen mode. I do expect intermediate and fallen modes to get some level of reworking, not too much, like a tiny rework, but on the mass level as multi-mode is going to be, it's going to move over to being harder, and casual mode just going to fill in the void. That's what I think personally. And then there was speculative discussion about how many waves that this game mode could have. Cool, quite frankly, I don't know, because easy mode has 25. Intermediate mode has 30, and fallen mode has 40. Multi-mode seems like it will have 35, but then where would casual mode fit in? It wouldn't have 40 as current multi-mode has, because that obviously out of place. Why would you go from 25 to 40 to 30? I don't know, but the thing is, there's no round number between 20 and 30 that it could be. Maybe like 28, 27. I say 28 because I was born on the 28th of January. So obviously I'm biased towards that date, but then could be 25. Like casual mode could be just slightly harder easy mode, so it'll be 25. I don't know about 30. I don't know if the gap between easy and casual mode is going to be the same as between casual and intermediate mode. I probably think not. Probably think it'll be closer towards the easy mode side of things. And then as for rewards, who knows at this point? 250 for easy mode. Multi-mode has 400. That's definitely going to change if it's going to get harder than intermediate mode. Intermediate mode has 500. So there's like 250 to 500. Intermediate mode may get slightly less rewards. So that's going to assume 450. Casual mode might get 350. Fallen mode has 1000, and that's the thing. There's a lot of rejigging around, and there are too many complicated factors in play to accurately predict what's going on, given that there are 2 new game modes that are going to be added. Could you expect that? Can you believe that from the start of this year, every single game mode, apart from hardcore mode, has gone to being reworked? And there are going to be 2 completely new game modes. Rewind 2024 is going to be it's going to look so different from January. This has literally been the most progress there's been in Tower Defense Simulator since about the Mega update or the Overhaul update, and even then it was like similar enough that you could cross over. It's not been this much reworking in terms of casual game modes since, I'd argue, since the Tower Defense Simulator was released from beta. It's just totally different. That's what I speculate casual mode to be. It's not accurate, not going to be 100% accurate. We'll have to see, but yeah.